Jam, friends, and welcome to zazoome. I'm Sheri Barbera, and today we are talking about scams. Ooh, NFT scams, a huge thing that you want to be aware of. And so I am covering, I am covering 5 of the most common scams that you will find. Plus, I'm going to cover 4 extra tips on how you can avoid them. 14 extra tips on how you can avoid them. And I'm going to give you takeaway advice at the very end of this live stream. So number 1, rug pull. What the heck is a rug pull?
What?
Well, if somebody actually did that to you, what would happen, right? You'd fall on your tush. So a scam where NFT makers, these are the people who create the projects, and make huge promises like airdrops, tokens, increased game earning, alpha game release, blah, 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 right? Huge promises.
Flyers.
Developing a game, distributing a token, creating a DAO, redistributing profits. That is a huge one, right? Redistributing profits back to the NFT holders. What they do is they hype, tremendous amount of hype, create FOMO, fear of missing out, and get you to go on a whitelist. And a whitelist is when you are one of the few people, that could be thousands of people, but you're one of the first people to get on this whitelist and pay the floor price, which is the lowest price at that particular moment. That is the floor price. So your floor price may be even, 0.003 ETH lower than what the actual price is when it's open to the public. So what happens is all this hype, and then fear of missing out, and then you want to get on the whitelist, and then you want to buy as soon as it drops. So, which is great if it's a project that you understand, but a rug pull is when they then just disappear with all the money. Okay, so this is what you want to be aware of. It is a fast cash grab. So what might happen is the NFTs may look completely different from what was promised, and that has happened, okay? Or they may just take the money and close up. So an example is what just happened with Pixelmon. And Pixelmon is a project, in all appearances, the promises were fantastic. It looks like a very solid project. The artwork looks dynamic. It looks amazing. There's a whole game plan for it. They've got a website, a roadmap. They've got utility built into it. They do have a team, but hey, guess what? They're not doxxed. They did not come out and say who they were, although now everyone knows who the originator of the project is. The artwork looked fantastic. They have both social and Discord, so they're on Twitter, they're on Discord. They have a ton of followers who literally were so excited about this that when it dropped with the whitelist, everyone was like, oh my God, I thought this project was going to do so well, because everyone thought so. And this is the thing about FOMO, fear of missing out, is that when you get all caught up in the hype of something and everyone is like, whoa, this project is so awesome. You got to be a part of it. You got to buy into it. You got to blah, blah, blah. Take a deep breath and stop and think and do your own research. So they got on the whitelist for the pre-sales. The sales were based on look like fabulous utility, look like fabulous artwork, look like a solid community. So, hard to know when there's going to be a rug pull. 70 million were pre-sold. $70 million worth of these were pre-sold. Now, here's a red flag that you can look out for. So you got to be a part of the Twitter. You got to be a part of the Discord in order to see these kinds of things. And on Twitter, Cyberer, and that's the name of the guy who launched Pixelmon. So Cyber Pixelmon, Cyber is the name of the guy. He said, and this was in December of 2021. Pixelmon is the next blue chip. This is financial advice. Don't do your own research. Now, he might have been posting that tongue-in-cheek as though it were really funny. But here's the thing, guys. That is not really funny, okay? That is not something... When someone who is creating a project and supposedly creating a massive game based on Pokemon, because if you look at the artwork, it looked a lot like Pokemon, you want them to be super serious about what they're doing. So you got to look at all these little red flag kind of things and not be taken in by the hype and everything else. So when it was revealed, the artwork was supposed to look super cool, right? When it was revealed, actually it looked like crap.
What?
Everyone was like, what? What the heck is this? And so this person on Twitter wrote, Pixelmon was basically a scam. I like the art is so bad. Do you know why it raised 70 mil? Because of the factor hype. If any project can get this factor, they will skyrocket, and that is so true. Pixelmon idea and roadmap was new in this space. That's why people were so interested, like, bro, look at this. So, I mean, really, this was just unbelievably different from what they had promised the artwork was going to look like. And some people even received nothing. Like, they got nothing.
Nothing.
No, one guy got grass. I'm gonna just come over to us for a second, honey. One guy got an NFT of grass.
Of what?
Grass.
Grass.
It was grass. It was just grass. And he posted on Twitter, so my guy's invisible? Like, what? What am I supposed to be looking at? But here's the rub.
What are they, forest lawn?
That was a good one. Here's the rub. Everyone paid $9,000 in the whitelist for their NFT. $9,000. So, I mean, think of how many people have $9,000 to waste without doing their own research, without knowing, is this going to be good or not, without saying, hey, I think I need a little more just to be sure that I'm investing my $9,000 in a proper fashion. Insane, right? Totally insane. So, who's here? GM Fearless Leaders. Hello, Dale, and welcome and good morning. Thank you so much for being here. We love that you're here. Okay, so $9,000 each for these like super lame NFTs. And not only that, but Cyberer gave himself 1.6 million ETH of the funds and bought his team NFTs and himself. NFTs, Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs that are going, now for hundreds of thousands and even millions of dollars. So this guy posted on Twitter, let's examine what the Pixelmon team has been up to this week. Refund buyers their money? I don't think so. Send team members 96.2 ETH each, which is worth approximately $300,000. Yeah. So remember, the founder bought 400 ETH of NFTs just last week. That's $1.4 million. So you can't do anything secretly on the blockchain. See, this is what is great about the blockchain. This is why you need to understand what is the blockchain, what is cryptocurrency, how does it work, your wallet address, this is a wallet address going from, and this is a wallet address going to. You can see these transactions literally, easily, because they are written on the blockchain, and this is why you pay those gas fees, guys. This is why you pay them. So you can do your own research and see that this is what happens. So how do you avoid a rug pull? Do your own research. Research the team behind the project. Are they doxed? And though dox used to have in the real world a really bad connotation, meaning basically like a stalker, so they want to find out your address, they want to find out your phone number. They want to find out, what your social media is. They want to stalk you, right? Well, in the NFT crypto world, no. What doxed mean is, are you willing to say, it's me? It's my project. This is who I am. This is who my team is. This is what they look like. This is what their backgrounds are. And so in the NFT crypto world, being doxed is super important, and you do want people to be doxed. So are they or are they not? How many tokens, and that tokens are NFTs, does the team own? Okay, so this is also super important. What percentage of overall NFTs do they own? Is it too much? Like, these are signs of potentially a big problem. Do they have large following? But do they have low engagement? So with a large following, it could mean that they're not people, they're bots. So a lot of these projects, they just use bots. And this is like the bad side, the dark side of NFT space, where people are doing the bad stuff. And so this is why it's really, really important for you to look at it. Even something as simple as spelling errors, and we all do them, right? But you still want someone to double check you. You still want someone to understand that this is going out to the public, and you really want it to be perfect. What about a website? Is it fast? Is someone paying for it? Is the money that you're investing into this team being used for making things fantastic, or are they just pocketing it all? Is it a real team, or is it just scammers? So these are all things that you can look for. And has the project actually been audited by a reputable auditor like certic.sta? These are the kinds of things that you want to look for. Don't rely on FOMO or what everyone else is saying. You've got to calm it down, do your own research, be smart about it, okay? That's the main thing, is that you just don't want to, as they would say, ape in. I'm going to go over to us for a second. You don't want to ape into this. And Sal and I just created a video that I'm going to be posting tomorrow about the lingo, the NFT lingo that you want to know, and FOMO and Dior and ape in. These are some of the things that you really, really want to understand, because it's so important to not get hype and not be a part of a rug pull.
Right.
So, okay, I'm going to keep going. Any questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
You have to go back 2 slides.
Oh, okay. I will
you
go
do that?
back 2 slides.
Okay.
Audited?
So, yeah.
Okay.
Where do you find them? How do you use that?
So,
Like, do you just sign up for an auditor?
so so if you're a project, you can sign up to be audited. That's a great question. You can sign up to be audited by a company like certic.sta, or you can go to certic.sta, and you yourself can go to that website and look at what has been doxed, what has been audited.
Do they charge you for that?
I have not gone to the site myself. I do not know the answer to that question, but it is something that now I want to find out. I don't know, but I will find out, because that's a great question.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's like having an accountant.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And you can do your taxes yourself, but are you going to get the most out of what you're spending?
Right.
Are you going to get the most back? Are you going to be the most secure? Are you going to know what you're doing? Not really, if you don't have a certified
Just as a
public
matter of
accountant.
fact, our accountants have saved us a lot of money.
Tens of thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars, and
Tens
lots
of
of problems
thousands.
that we would have had.
So yeah, you do want an auditor. If you are doing your own NFT project, you do want an auditor. It's such a smart thing. So thank you, honey. Great question.
You're welcome, honey.
Okay. Okay, we're going to keep going. Phishing scams. What the heck is a phishing scam? Well, phony advertisements through fake websites that pop up and ask for your private wallet keys. I mean, just that alone is a scary, scary thing. Or even worse, your 12-word security seed phrase for your wallet. Now, I'm going to keep going, but please don't ever give that out. When they get possession of your wallet's key, so there is a public key and there is a private key. And I just showed you what it looks like, those public keys in Pixelmon. You could see where he was taking money from and giving it to. That is your public key. That is your wallet address. Open to the public just like a regular address, but your private key. That is two things: your password to get into your wallet, and then your seed phrase. God, don't ever give those out, okay? So what they do is when they get that, they just deplete your cryptocurrency and your NFTs. Whatever you've got stored there, they just take it. So how do you avoid phishing scams? Well, number one, don't ever give out your wallet's keys. Just don't. And if a pop-up is suspicious or the website is suspicious, don't use the links that they send you or the pop-ups that they send you or the email that they send you. Don't ever enter your wallet's key or seed information ever, because anyone reputable, they're not going to ask you for that, okay? Always, always go directly to a verified website to do your cryptocurrency transactions. And that's like Coinbase or Coinbase Pro or Gemini or, something like that. But don't just go to whatever links you get. So are there any questions on phishing scams? If there are, put them in the comments below, put them in the chat, and we will answer them. Next, bidding scams. This is something that you definitely want to be aware of, because this is the kind of thing that happens at Christie's auction house, at Sotheby's auction, any auction. This is what happens, okay? So what happens is with NFTs, someone purchases an NFT, they go to a secondary marketplace where then you can resell it. Okay, that's what a secondary marketplace is called. And you can list and resell on a place like Openc, but there's also Nifty Gateway and Foundation and Rarible and so many other marketplaces. And then when you are reselling your NFTs, look, Bored Ape Yacht Club. 10,000 items, 6,400 owners. The floor price now is 73.5 ETH, which is insane, right? And the volume traded is $417,600 right now. That's just right now. So, but look at this. See that little check mark? Okay. So when you're reselling NFTs, bidders, and this was something I didn't even know until I started researching this, bidders may switch the currency that you say you want to be paid in, okay? You gotta be aware of these things, because this is insane. With a low valued cryptocurrency and not tell you. Okay, of course they're not gonna tell you.
I have a question.
Yeah. Okay.
So if they switch the cryptocurrency, could the value be different, right? Is that what it is?
If
so the value could be less,
right? Because
with a different cryptocurrency than the one that, that you have.
And the reason for that is because cryptocurrency is literally just like a stock on the stock market. It is volatile. The price changes constantly, and there are blue chip cryptocurrencies, and then there are the other ones. And blue chip cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are highly, highly, highly valuable. One Bitcoin can be as much as $44,000 at any point in time, or it can dip and go down to 33 or 37 or whatever. But Ethereum is somewhere around 2,700 to 3,500, has gone as high as 4,000 whatever for one Ethereum. So you can see if you were asking for Bitcoin but someone said Ethereum, that would be vastly different. Or Solana has a Sol, a whole lot less. So yes, it would be a whole lot less. That was a great question.
So then they take the difference? So
they pay less.
Oh, they pay less.
They pay a whole lot less. You make in fact, you might lose money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Lose money.
That would be the problem.
Yeah, the seller, might end up losing money, and they will get an NFT for a whole lot cheaper. So these are the scams. That was a great question. Thank you, honey. And who else is here? Hello, Sarah from Studio Amodio, official artist video page. Love it. Helpful information. Thank you, honey. Glad to see you here. Wonderful that you are here. So, with a low valued cryptocurrency and not tell you, and of course they're not going to tell you because the whole point is for them to, do better what they're doing. So what will this do? Well, it could lead to potential losses for you. So how do you avoid bidding scams? Well, number one, double check the currency that they are offering before you sell. Okay, don't get FOMO. Don't get FOMO. Don't have fear of missing out on the sale. Look over carefully what is being offered to you. It may not be what you are asking for. So don't just assume that everything is working correctly. It's not, okay? It's really up to you to be an intelligent, very thoughtful, very researched seller and investor in what you are doing. So double check the currency before you're selling. Okay, any questions on that, please put them in the comments below or in the chat, and we will be happy to answer them. Number 4, counterfeit NFTs. OMG, people, OMG. These are running rampant. Now, it used to be that there were just a few of these, and now, sadly, this has become a very big problem for artists. Now, this is an artist named Aho, and Aho sells their work through a reputable gallery, but they started doing NFTs, and their work, it's based on Van Gogh, so it's a derivative kind of artwork, right? Derivative meaning that it's not uniquely original theirs. It's based on someone else's artwork. It's based on Van Gogh, but what they do is different with it. So they are derivative artists creating something new based on something else. And their artwork is selling like crazy. But what happens is scammers steal the work. So what Aha Trier wrote, and they are at Aha Art on Twitter if you want to look at them, more theft of my art. Someone needs to tell at Chunky Spud that blocking me on Facebook after a cease and desist rather than removing infringing content will end in a lawsuit. No kidding. I'm done being used and I have US copyrights. Art theft, #art. So this is what unfortunately they found on this person's Facebook page. And it's not Chunky Spud's art, it's Aha Trier. So this is what is also happening in NFTs, and it's insane. So what happens?
They don't sell it under the original. So they don't sell it under the original artist's name. They sell it under their own name?
Yes. So what scammers do is and here's the thing about people who say, oh, but I can just right click and copy that. I can just right click and download that to my computer. Yeah, you can. And this is what is pretty horrible, right? I mean, and if you don't right click and download, you can always screenshot. There's so many things that you can do. It doesn't have to be a right click and download to steal someone's artwork. And how do you protect yourself? These are some of the 14 tips that I'm going to give you at the end of this video, because there are ways to protect yourself as an artist, but it is really difficult. It is really difficult. And this also happens in the real world, not just the metaverse world. And many, many museums own fakes. Okay, so many museums own fakes, thinking that they were purchasing the original piece of art, and yet it was not. So, okay, I'm going to keep going with this because there are ways that you can protect yourself, and that's what we are interested. So, look at this, Starry Night Dog. This is what that person created based on Aha Trier's art. 86,000 times people have stolen my art and listed it on Openc. And they even had the gall to make a collection. I mean, you can read the rest of this yourself, but it is pretty horrible. I mean, it is pretty horrible. Look at that. They have sold $85,000 worth of Aha Trier's art under their own name. It's just insane. So you've got to be so careful. How the heck is this happening? Well, most of it, not all of it, but most of it is bot thefts. And sadly, you can hire a team of scrapers. That's what they are, bot scrapers. And it's so cheap. It's $600 to $1,000 for a team. I mean, think about it, $600 to $1,000 to be able to scrape somebody else's art and then make your own fake account on OpenSea and then sell the NFTs as your own and make how much money? Thousands of dollars. So is $600 to $1,000 a lot? No, not when you're going to make thousands and thousands of dollars. You can even hire someone for $30 to $100 an hour to do these bot thefts. So they scrape an entire online gallery of art. You know, we say right click and download. Well, the bots just do it all for you. And then even sometimes they go onto Google and they do an image search with keywords. It's insane. And then they just steal all the art. They steal all the art. They create collections using artificial intelligently auto-generated text. And it's really hard for you as an artist to protect yourself. So what can you do as a buyer of NFTs to avoid counterfeit NFTs? Because you always want the original. Well, number one, before investing in any NFT from any marketplace, it doesn't matter which one it is. Dior, do your own research. Is it a verified account? So this is the first step. Is it a verified account? Does it have the blue check mark next to the name of the account? Confirm it's a real artist or collection. So if they, underneath their collection name, they should also have a link to their Twitter and or Discord account. And this is where you can start to see, you know, is this the artist talking about their own art, or is this just someone talking about the art? There's a distinct difference between an artist speaking of their own art and some thieving rat who's speaking about someone else's art and making all the money from it, right? So big difference. You can see I'm getting angry because I'm an artist too, and I hate this.
Yeah,
okay.
I have a question if you want to check
all right.
that out.
One second on the question.
Okay.
Marketplaces give a blue check mark, and see what I mean? Bored Ape Yacht Club, see the blue check mark next to their name, and then created by Bored Ape Yacht Club, blah, 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 beside verified NFT sellers' username. So many of the marketplaces do this. Again, there's a caveat. Some of these are not what they seem to be. So as an artist, now that was for buyers, as an artist, what can you do against these scummy rats, right? What can you do? Well, number one, notify the marketplace immediately of any infringement. Notify the marketplace itself. There's always a place to contact them and let them know. Register your work with the U.S. Copyright Office. If you are in America, if you're in another country, register your work with whatever organization helps to protect you. So in America, it's the U.S. Copyright Office. It's very inexpensive to register your work with the U.S. Copyright Office. Why wouldn't you do it? Just do it. Alert the community, both the social community and the crypto community, of the theft. Let people know this is what's happening, because you don't want them to invest. And you also want them to get on your bandwagon saying, this stinks, right? You should be protecting us. Look at the marketplaces. They should be, contacting the marketplaces as well. Get your community behind you, with you, because that is the joy of a community, is that everyone can rise up together and help each other. So that is what you want to do. File with the DMCA. File a takedown request under the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, which is huge. And we know that from being YouTubers, that the DMCA is a very, very important part of protecting yourself. Also, if you're an artist and you are on DeviantArt's site, they have something called Protect that they've created. It's image recognition. It's a tool that does image recognition. So if you are on DeviantArt's site with your artwork and you are a part of Protect, it will actually notify you of copyright infringements on an NFT marketplace, which is really huge. The other thing you can do, and this is a brand new site, so cool, and it's called Sniffles NFT, and here's their adorable little logo. I love their logo. Cute. And it's an image recognition tool very similar to the one from DeviantArt. And what it does is it automatically issues takedown requests for an artist. Now that is a different thing, because DeviantArt just notifies the artist, but Sniffles NFT actually notifies who is scamming and says, take it down. And right now, because it's in beta, it is free to sign up. So while it's free, you might want to sign up, but still, it's only going to be $9.99 a month once they actually launch out of beta. So check it out. Now, Rarible is another marketplace. They did something really interesting. They implemented a human moderated verification system. And why I love this is because they've made the community say, look guys, if you want to protect us and you want to protect our art, we all need to bond together and do it together. So this is how they protect them from non-verified sellers. So you need to get verified on Rarible to prevent this from happening. So what happens is if you are not verified on Rarible, you do not show up in search, which is pretty huge. So if people are looking for a specific thing, they are not going to find it. Okay, questions. So I'm going to pop back over to us.
Okay.
You said Dale has a question. What does Openc say about the fake art on their site? Great question, Dale. Openc hates it, just like everybody else does. They are trying to prevent it in a myriad number of ways. However, Openc being the largest marketplace, the largest open marketplace in the world today, they do have a lag, a pretty long lag in when they actually do something. So this is not a good thing. And this is why you need to be careful.
Here's the question. Are they obligated to help the seller protect their art? I mean, is that part of their obligation to the people that are on their site?
It's such a great question. Are they obligated?
Like, do they have to be a mediator, or do they just, they'll help if they can?
I love that you asked that question because we also have this issue with YouTube. How much does the platform have to be involved, and how...
That's got to be in their fine print, like how obligated we are to... We're not responsible for other people stealing your art.
And then... Right, so...
It's got to be in the fine print when you click I accept. You got to read all that.
And it's so new. And so laws are changing and everything is changing on a regular basis. In fact, our President Biden just released in his talk on Tuesday that they are going to be setting forth different kinds of, I guess I would call them restrictions, legalities on cryptocurrency, which of course is going to trickle down and affect everything. And is that a bad thing? Is it a good thing? We will find out in the future because it is unregulated. For the vast majority, it is unregulated. Now, Bitcoin basically is regulated as a cryptocurrency. That was one of the things that the, oh my God.
I know.
I'm getting off the track.
But okay. I have an idea. Just what I'm going to do with my artwork, and if there's anybody else, I mean, it's a pretty good idea. Put a tiny hidden symbol somewhere on your artwork, where
a watermark. Yeah. If you put watermarks, and do you know what watermarks are? So that is really
a watermark, but it could also be part of the artwork, where so you know,
where
everybody knows it's yours. But if you tell them
after they buy it, and you put that in your smart contract, so that's a really good idea. I mean, there are ways to protect yourself. Like you can do a super low resolution JPEG that you post on OpenSea, super low resolution, and then when it's purchased, the NFT in the contract, it says that they will then receive the super high resolution NFT, JPEG, or whatever it is. And that is one way to protect yourself, is to not by putting out your best art for people to steal, but by putting out your low res information to steal. So hello, Mr. Duped, and thank you so much for being here. Mr. Duped says, how would one get verified? It is a process. You have to apply for it. You need to have all of your eggs in a row. What is your project about? And do you have a roadmap? And do you have a website? And do you have all of these things that help you to get verification? And if you are an artist selling original single art, how do you do that? How do you get verified? You get verified by proving you are the artist, by showing, where you are showing your art, etc., etc. So you have to apply to the marketplace to get verified. And that is in when you do a search, you search within the marketplace how to get verified on, if it's Openc, how to get verified on Rarible. So you do your own research, DYOR. And this is how you do it. I can't say it enough.
No, you can't say it enough.
It's just too important.
And ducks, by the way.
In a row.
You said put all your eggs in a row.
Oh, thank you.
That's all your eggs in one basket, ducks in a row. But anyway.
Thank you.
I heard it, I had to say it.
Okay, we will... Pump and dumps. What the heck is a pump and dump? Sounds bizarre, right? It is a group. It is a group of thieves, scammers, super rats, rotten people who buy up a huge amount of NFTs, artificially driving up demand for the NFTs so that the price goes up, up, up. And then what happens? People are like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I got to get into this. I got to get into this. FOMO, fear of missing out, And then up, 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 up. The price goes up, 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 up. And what happens? What do you think happens? The scammers sell for a profit.
They sell.
Huge profit.
A huge
profit.
Wave of sales.
Yeah, huge wave of sales. And then the price tanks. And it's because it was artificially inflated. That is a pump and dump. So
it's so much like the stock market. It's ridiculous.
It is so much like the stock market, guys. It is so much like this because it is. It's truly hugely volatile. Hugely volatile. So how do you avoid pump and dumps? I just keep saying it, right?
Yeah, right.
Do your own research. Review the transaction history of the NFT or the collection. Okay? Is there a transaction history? And what does that mean exactly? Okay, you can review the contact information of the creator. So this guy posted on, I'm just going to go back to this for 1 second. This was Pudgy Penguins. And people still don't know, are Pudgy Penguins this huge pump and dump? Or are Pudgy Penguins real? I keep saying that, I'm like, Pudgy Penguins.
Spitting on the computer.
Okay, are they real or are they just what? I don't know. So, pump and dump happened. And then this guy wrote on Twitter, whoever is in Pudgy Penguins, be careful, because it looks like it's been manipulated to an extreme degree. Built on a house of cards. Be aware and be cautious. Now, that was last year, and Pudgy Penguins is still happening. So, review the information on, do they have a website? Review the information on their website. I went to their About page, and what about the project? There is no information about the people behind this project still. There is no doxing, none. So what about the project? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, you can read that yourself if you want to. But here's a hint. If it's a pump and dump, transactions that center around one specific date, meaning all of the people in this group and this is stupid. Okay, this is stupid. All of the people in the group start bidding it up on the same day, okay? And that is what creates the hype and the FOMO, is that people just start getting like, oh my God, look at the price of this. Look how it's going up and up and up. I got to get into this. I got to buy one of these. I got to be a part of this. And that is what happens. And that is how so many of these NFTs raise in price and then crash horrifically. So if there is a one date where you are seeing that there has been a tremendous amount of sales, pump and dump, okay? It could very well be a pump and dump. So now, are there questions? I'm going to go over to us. So Mr. Duped, gotcha, thank you. You are welcome, honey. Thank you. Thank you for asking that good question. So anything about pump and dumps, wow.
Pretty simple. You just
it's
have
pretty
to,
simple.
Yeah, you have to make sure.
There are celebrities and I will not name them, but you can look them up on the internet, who have done pump and dumps. And it's just incredible to me.
Well, it's a lot easier for them to do it
And it
because
is,
they're celebrities.
right? Because they're celebrities. So
Yeah.
just because a person is a celebrity, hey, it doesn't mean they're a good person. So beware, always beware. This is the whole thing, is that you want to get involved in this space because it's so exciting and it's so great. And you don't want to be afraid of jumping in and getting your feet wet and doing things in this space. And yet, you really need to be aware of what can actually happen to you. What are the scams that you need to watch out for? So let's keep going, and I will show you. Okay, these are less common scams. NFT giveaways or airdrop scams. Now, the goal of these is just to access your wallet. That is it. So how do you avoid them? So what do I mean by that? I'm going to go back to us for 1 second. So an airdrop scam, what it means, and this is in the video that Sal and I are posting tomorrow on Lingo. What it means is that a project, a collection, says we're going to give away for free NFTs. And all you need to do is XYZ to be a part of this free giveaway. Now, the scammers say, give us the password or the seed phrase to your wallet. Okay, that's what they say in this airdrop. But we'll give you 25 NFTs, or we'll give you, X, Y, and Z. It sounds so exciting, right? It sounds so exciting. And if you don't understand what a seed phrase is, or how important it is to safeguard that and never give it to anyone, you might think, oh, cool. All I have to do is this and give it away. No. Don't ever do that.
No.
Don't ever do that. So that is how you avoid that. So double check their social media page for a number one verification. Much harder to get on social media verification than it is to get it on a marketplace, actually, which is really weird. Be sure the link. So when you get an email, and I want you all to think about this really hard. When you get an email that it offers too good to be true stuff, right? Or it's scary and they're telling you, you must do this right away, blah, blah, blah. The first thing that you should do is right-click on the email address, let it drop down, and actually look at that email address. Who is it actually from? Because the name that they put it from may not be what the email address is actually from. So if it were from like apple.com, the ending of that URL is apple.com. But, they're saying, oh, we're Apple customer service, and that's what the big heading is. But when you right click on that and you see what it actually says, hypercreep@gmail.com or something like that. Then no, that is really fake. So when I say look at the link, what I mean is, does that email link actually match the NFT company's URL? If it doesn't, it's not real. Okay, that's a fraud. That's fake. So are there any questions on that? Because again, that is one of those things that you really, really want to look out for. Common scams in the NFT space work by either tricking you into believing that you have successfully purchased or sold a legitimate NFT, and yet it isn't, okay? Or secondly, they try to steal your cryptocurrency in your wallet or your NFTs in your wallet by getting your login credentials for your digital wallet. You can avoid getting duped by these 14 tips.
Whoa.
Woo! Okay, everybody ready? Here are the 14 tips to avoid getting duped. Number 1, keep your private keys private, okay? Don't tell anybody. That's number 1. And that is number 1. So when you set up a digital wallet, keep it private. The part of it that needs to be private, there is a public address, that's your public key, and a private address. To get into your wallet, you need 2 things: a password to get into your wallet, and then a seed phrase. Do not ever, under any circumstances, give that out to an email, to a pop-up, to a website, to any, you don't need to give that to anybody. Okay? The only time you ever give that out is when you are setting up a cryptocurrency account on an exchange, and that's it. Otherwise, why don't ever do it? Okay, number 2, do not share your private key with anyone. Number 3, create strong passwords. And oh my gosh, I cannot say this enough. Strong passwords. How many people use password as their password? How many people use, their name or their family's? I mean, these simple
fruit
things.
And vegetables. A lot of people use fruit and vegetables. I don't know why, but they do.
I mean, use a password that no one could figure out. I mean, dots and symbols and X's and upper and lowercase and letters and numbers, and it doesn't matter if you can remember it. Write it down, but not on your computer. Write it down and stick it in a safe. And I'm serious when I say stick it in a safe. Like, your digital wallet seed phrase needs to go somewhere that is so secure.
Well, you're trying to save thousands of dollars. You have to really take it seriously. You can't just say, I'll just put it on my desktop, or I'll just put it in a folder somewhere on my desktop. That's not safe.
No, I mean, would you give the information to anyone how to get into your bank account? There's no difference.
Right.
There's no difference.
Right.
It is the same thing. Yeah. So that is something that you do not want to do. Create strong passwords and, don't be ridiculous about it. And then number 4 is use the 2-factor authentication for every NFT account. 2-factor authentication literally happens when you either say, okay, here's my email address, and they send a secret code to your email address that you have to enter in order to get in, or your phone number, your cell phone number. And they will send a secret code to your phone, and then you enter that before you can even get into your account. Yes, do this. It protects you because scammers will not have your phone number, right? They will not have your phone. So these are the ways that you can help protect yourself. Number 5, only deal with official sites that have a verification. And even if it is a verification, do your own research and make sure that it really is. Number 6, resist bargains. Resist. It might sound fabulous. Is it too good to be true? Probably is not true, okay? Resist questionable blockchain networks. It may look good, but research it. Is it good? Should you be there? If it's too good to be true, is it too good to be true? Probably. Okay, probably. So research before investing. I mean, just look at that. Look at reviews. Are there any reviews about this collection? Not on social media. What about going to a search engine and doing a search? Look things up. Do serious research. Has anyone said negative things? Has anyone said super positive things that wasn't a part of this collection? You want people who are not a part of the collection. You want to hear, what are people saying? Are there good reviews? Are there negative reviews? What is happening? Don't just jump in. Don't just be scammed by the hype. Tip number 9, look at the level of community engagement. Is it real? Are these real people who are engaging on a regular basis with each other and with the project coordinators, the project founders? Are people talking to each other on social media or in the Discord? What is actually happening? Or is it just bots? Does it just look like they have 50,000 followers and yet nobody's saying anything up and back to each other? That is a sure sign it's probably not real. Okay. Tip number 10, look for previous complaints on transactions. Look for previous complaints, because people are much more likely to complain about something than they are to be positive, sadly, about something, right? If something negative happens, people are much more likely to say, oh my God, this happened to me. Don't let it happen to you. Look at this. This is why, they're not helping me, or this is fake, or whatever it is. You definitely want to know, have there been previous complaints? Tip number 11, make purchases on verified information, okay? Verify, Do your own research and verify. Tip number 12, double check the NFT project price. Interesting, right? Double check the NFT project price. Why do I say that? Well, I say that because, and I'm going to pop over to us, when you check the price of the verified project, it will show you what the floor price is today. What is it selling for today, the real project? If you are being offered something that's half that price, what do you think? Is it a scam? Is it a fake? Is it a counterfeit NFT? Oh, probably yes.
Something for nothing.
Oh, probably yes, right? So what are you buying? You're not buying anything. You're spending. You are losing money. Okay, right. That's all you're doing. You're just you're throwing your money out. You might as well have just right-clicked and saved. Okay, so do research. Do your own research. Be smart about this. Okay, be smart. Double check the NFT project's price on the verified project page. Does it make sense? If it doesn't, tip number 13, cross-check the price on an official trading platform like OpenC, like Rarible, like Foundation. Cross-check the price. Does it make sense? Does it seem like it's on par with what things are selling for? If not, what do you think? Don't get scammed, okay? Don't get scammed. Tip number 14, if the price is lower than the legitimate trading site, it's probably a scam. So that is what you do not want. I have more, okay? I have takeaways. So are there questions about this? Please put them in the chat right now or leave them in the comments below this video and we will get to them, because those are 14 tips you want to take to heart. You may want to rewind and write them down, okay? Because you don't want this to happen to you. You never want this to happen to you, and you don't have to have it happen to you if you stay calm, if you don't get caught up in the hype, if you do your own research, if you don't jump onto the FOMO, if you do the things, the copyrights and all of these things to protect yourself as an artist, to protect yourself as a buyer, then chances are you're fine.
This is a prime example that if something seems too good to be true, it is.
Right. Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so what's my takeaway on all of this? Okay, here's my takeaway. NFTs are a phenomenon today. They still are a phenomenon. So although NFTs as a search word on Google have dropped dramatically since last year when Beeple sold an NFT at auction for $65 or $9 million. I mean, I know that $4 million is a lot of money, but when you're talking 60 millions, it's huge, right? So that's when NFTs just went whoop, right? Everybody was like, what's an NFT? What's an NFT? So yeah, NFTs are still a phenomenon. And they do offer seamless digital transactions based on the blockchain between creators and fans, and they do cut out the middleman. So it is a way for you to be a part of something directly that literally up until now you would never have had the chance to do as an artist or even as a collector. You really don't buy directly from the artist once they're in a gallery. Once they are shown in museums or purchased by museums, you really don't buy directly. So this is very, very different, very, very different world. But savvy investors can make a ton of money, really a ton of money. It is quite incredible. And the reason I say this is because when I got so excited about NFTs and cryptocurrency and the metaverse and this amazing digital world, and I started doing my research, I thought, you know what, as an educator, I'm always taking courses. I need to take a course on this. And I did take a fabulous course by a man named Ben Yu, Y-U. And I got my certificate about it, so I am a certified, NFT coach at this point. But what is amazing is that there is so much to learn. And when he started in this digital world, only like at the end of 2019, he jumped in feet first, just like I did, and he invested $5,000 of his money and promptly lost it. Okay, but he didn't quit. He said, okay, I need to learn more. I need to learn a lot more. And he educated himself a lot more. And today he has invested, traded, purchased so much that now his blockchain wallet is $7 million. So $7 million, right? Can you make a lot of money in this space? Yes, you can make a ton of money in this space, but you have to be smart about it, and you have to do your research, and you have to do your studying, and you want to take courses, and you want to be smart about it. So every single business has its good and bad actors, and they call them actors in this space. And I don't know why they call them actors, but good and bad people, real people, honest people, scammers and thieves. They're in every kind of business. So do your own research. Don't have fear of missing out on this. Just be smart, be safe, and you can make a ton of money. All right, so any questions on that? Let me just pop over to us and let's see. Any questions on that? Mrs. Shubay said, I love that. That's so cute. Okay, so yes, these are the things that you want to be so careful about, and you want to protect yourself, and you want to DYOR. Coming up next week is NFT Bootcamp. It is the very first one. There's a sign-up link in the description below this video, and it is going to be our very first NFT Bootcamp from your certified NFT coach. And you'll learn a ton about if you want to get your own NFTs up on a marketplace. That is what this bootcamp is all about. It is happening 5 days. Every single day you will learn something intense, new, that you need to know. And what I love about boot camps, and I'm just going to come back to us for a second, honey. What I love about boot camps is that it's intense. And the reason why I like that is because when you go and research something, it takes so long to learn. It takes a long, long time to get all that information. You have to go here and you have to go there. That's why it takes me, honest to God, guys, it takes me 10 hours to make the slides to do this live stream that takes an hour. It takes me 10 hours because I have to do all the research. I'm not complaining. I love research, right? I mean, that's what I love. And I love to learn things, and I love to impart my knowledge and help other people learn what I'm learning. But this is what a boot camp is all about. It's like you don't want to spend all that time. You want it happening for you as fast as possible. And that's what this boot camp is all about. 5 days in a row, learning as much as you possibly can so you go from A to actually Z in 5 days, which is amazing. And that's what I love about a boot camp. So if you have any questions about that, you are free to post them or ask us or whatever you want to know. Mr. Duped said, can a visual signature on or in the actual art of NFT help the artist? Maybe. Signatures have been forged forever, so I would say maybe. I would say maybe. But again, counterfeiters, scammers, thieves, they're great at things. They're so great at things. So yeah, I think at the beginning it could probably help, but once it's out there, copyright your work, follow up on scammers and thieves, report things, due diligence. Due diligence is so important to protect yourself because it's great just to be an artist, right? It's great just to be an artist because you're a creative individual and you have so much to give to the world. And we know that because we're both artists and we love making art. But it is a business and you do have to use your head. And that's really hard for many of us artists, is to be business people as well as artists. But you do have to protect yourself. And if this is something you don't want to be a part of, hire someone to do it for you because it is that important. Right? It is that important.
Hire someone you trust.
Hire someone. Yeah, vet them. Vet them. But yeah, it is so important. Hey, hello, Rob. Thank you for being here. Hi, do you think more money has been made by artists, investors, or by people creating galleries and marketplaces? And you are specifically talking about NFTs, Rob, correct? So let me pull that back up. Do you think more money has been made by the artists, the investors, or by people creating galleries and marketplaces? I love this question.
That's a good. That requires some research.
That is such a great question.
Because you don't have the answer to that one.
I don't have the answer.
You have to get the numbers on
I don't
all
have
three of those.
the definitive answer to that. I do not have. It's such an excellent question.
If you had a guess, I would say.
But I could tell you, just from what I know about, for example, Bored Ape Yacht Club, which is one of the top generative NFT collection projects in the metaverse today. Yeah. Started out very low floor price. People who got in whitelisted did not pay a lot for their NFTs whatsoever. Today, only within I don't even think it's been a year. Today, one Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT, minimum $200,000 or $300,000 for one. Some of them are selling for millions. It just depends upon the rarity. And the creators of the Bored Ape Yacht Club have made over $25 million on resales because of royalties. So it's a difficult thing to answer who makes more money, the artists or the investors, or everybody's making money right now in this space, but not as much as everybody else. So it depends upon the project, depends upon the artwork, depends upon the FOMO, depends upon the hype. So many factors in that. So that is a great question, but the answer to that is it will change over time as NFTs become more of an everyday thing, which they are not. Still, we are like, all of us here right now, we are like I don't even think it's 1% of people in the world who are getting into this. So for us, it's just, we're still on the bottom floor of what will become like the Tower of Babel. I mean, it could be like so high, you can't see the top. And that's what's amazing about this space.
Crazy.
That's what's amazing about this space. So great question. So, Mr. Duped said, Figure said, thanks for all the wonderful and helpful info as usual. Thank you so much for being here, Mr. Duped. We appreciate you and everyone who is here. Thank you so much for being here, because this is what it's all about. You want to learn and protect yourself and jump onto the NFT Bootcamp, because I am not going to be doing a whole lot of those. Believe me, I'm doing one next week. You definitely want to get into it. Wow. So the next video that we're doing, besides the one that we're posting tomorrow, which is about lingo in the NFT world, we're doing lingo in the NFT world. The one after that is going to be lingo in the crypto world and NFT world. I mean, because there's so many words. There's like, I don't know, 80 to 100 words.
It's a whole new language.
It is a whole new language. There's just so much to know. Yeah. So next live stream is going to be how to create NFT art, how to create the art. Oh, I love this so much. Okay, so that is going to be super, 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 super fun and exciting. I can't wait to do it. Wait a second. If you're a newbie and you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. And if you like this video, give it a like. You know I love those likes. And leave your comments below, because we love when people leave comments. You guys don't leave nearly enough comments. We want to hear from you. What do you want to know? So that is, I'm going to go back to us. Sal's going to roll over.
Quit pulling me over.
And we come over here. And we are going to say, let me put on our end screen. Thank you guys so much for being here. We love to help you, and we want you to jump into this space, and we want you to be as excited as we are about it. And we want to know, what do you want to know? What should we be making videos about that you want to know? Put it in the comments, not the chat. Put it in the comments below this video, so that we know what is it that you need to know. Where are you headed? Do you want to know more about projects? Do you want to know more about buying and selling, investing? Do you want to know about cryptocurrency, the blockchain? Because all of this is massively important to be a success, a successful project, a successful artist, a successful investor in this space. So thank you guys. We love that you're here. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video. Ciao.
Toodles.
Ciao, guys.